The Glittering Trap of Solomon. A deeper lesson in choices and consequences. Solomon's story is a masterclass in the power of choices. It reminds us that what glitters is often not gold, and the most alluring paths can lead to the greatest destruction. His life challenges us to reflect on the decisions we make, the hidden costs of compromise, and the enduring value of integrity and obedience to God. The allure of what glitters. Solomon was blessed with unparalleled wisdom and favor from God. His reign began with humility and dependence on God. In 1 Kings 3:9, Solomon prayed, "Give your servant a discerning heart to govern your people and to distinguish between right and wrong." God answered, granting him not only wisdom, but also riches and honor. 1 Kings 3, chapter 12 to 13. However, Solomon's downfall began when he allowed the allure of wealth, power, and relationships to cloud his judgment. His 1,000 wives and concubines were a direct violation of God's law in Deuteronomy 17:17, which warned against multiplying wives because they could lead a king's heart astray. Challenge yourself. What is glittering in your life right now? Are you chasing after something that might look appealing but goes against God's will for you? The gradual descent into deception. Solomon didn't fall into idolatry and disobedience overnight. It was a gradual process, a series of small compromises that snowballed into full-blown rebellion. His marriages to foreign women were strategic, aligning him with powerful nations, but they came at a cost. 1 Kings 11:4 tells us, "As Solomon grew old, his wives turned his heart after other gods." This is how deception often works. It starts with small, seemingly harmless choices that lead us further and further from God. The glitter blinds us to the dangers until it's too late. Challenge yourself. Are you making small compromises today that could lead to bigger consequences tomorrow? What subtle lies are you believing to justify these decisions? The ripple effect of poor choices. Solomon's choices didn't just affect him, they had generational consequences. His idolatry and disobedience set a precedent for the people of Israel, leading to widespread sin. God declared, "I will most certainly tear the kingdom away from you and give it to one of your subordinates." 1 Kings chapter 11. After Solomon's death, the kingdom of Israel was divided, and the nation suffered greatly because of his actions. Our decisions also have ripple effects. When we make choices based on deception or selfish desires, we don't just harm ourselves, we harm our families, communities, and even future generations. Challenge yourself. How will your decisions today impact those around you? Are you building a legacy of integrity or one of regret? The empty pursuit of pleasures. Solomon pursued wealth, power, and pleasure, but none of it satisfied him. In Ecclesiastes 2:10-11 he reflects, "I denied myself nothing my eyes desired. I refused my heart no pleasure. Yet when I surveyed all that my hands had done, everything was meaningless, a chasing after the wind." Cheating, lying, or pursuing fleeting pleasures may feel good in the moment, but they leave a void that nothing worldly can fill. Solomon learned this the hard way. He had everything the world could offer, yet it was all empty without God. Challenge yourself. Are you chasing something that promises happiness, but will leave you empty? What does true fulfillment look like, and how can you pursue it? The high cost of deception. The glitter of Solomon's choices blinded him to their cost until it was too late. He built altars to false gods, engaged in idolatrous practices, and led Israel astray. His actions provoked God's anger and led to the division of the kingdom. 1 Kings chapter 11, 7-11. Every choice we make has a price. Cheating, betrayal, or compromising your values may offer momentary pleasure, but the long-term consequences can be devastating. Challenge yourself. What price are you willing to pay for a fleeting moment of gratification? Are you trading eternal rewards for temporary pleasures? The path to redemption. Even after all his failures, Solomon realized the truth. Life without God is meaningless. In Ecclesiastes 12:13-14, he writes, "Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind. For God will bring every deed into judgment, including every hidden thing, whether it is good or evil." This realization came too late to undo the damage Solomon had caused, but it serves as a powerful lesson for us. No matter how far we've strayed, it's never too late to turn back to God. Before you make a decision that could compromise your integrity or lead to regret, pause and think. Is this choice worth the cost? Am I sacrificing something valuable for something that glitters but isn't gold? What legacy am I leaving through my actions? Remember, the things of this world may glitter, but they cannot compare to the eternal treasure of a life lived in obedience to God.